So anyway, what was I saying? We're talking about following. They're going to follow you as soon as they start to have conversations. Or for instance, if you see somebody talking about a subject that's near and dear to your heart and you think you can be relevant, even though you don't know them, you put the @ symbol in front of their Twitter name. So I told you I'm John Scott Dixon. You'd put @John Scott Dixon and then say, hey, I think it's great that you're doing XYZ. We do XYZ too. We should have a discussion about that, or what do you think about this? Anyway, whatever's relevant, but not overly pushy. Think about it like, kind of like dating. When you're dating, this is probably from a guy's perspective, we have an agenda. And whether or not we choose, we learn early not to put that agenda in front of us, right? Somewhere back here. Girls don't know what it's all about, but we put it back here. And we earn our titles as gentlemen if we're able to maintain that agenda in the background. Okay, so you got to keep yourself thinking that way. You want to stay a gentleman on Twitter. Otherwise, people will really get turned off to you. Pretty soon, nobody will be following you. That's a bust. So that has to do with your aggressive nature toward your own self-promotion and probably the ratio of self-serving tweets to just generally tweets of interest that may help others do whatever. I'm gonna have a drink of water here. It's hot today. So I'll give you a good swallow there. Nice terrain that I run in here. It's wonderful. I like it better than winter, but it's not bad in the summer. Kind of get used to it. All right. So we were talking about how you keep your professionalism, and it's really important. It's also important to show your human side. So don't just tweet things of intellectual interest and curiosity. Tweet goofy shit. Things that just tell your story as a human. That you're worn out, or like my story with the underpants or whatever. You got to do that kind of stuff so people can relate to you. Then they attach to you. So now your marketing message is much stronger when people have a natural affection for you. Okay, so these are those points. Forgive me if I stumble, and hopefully not literally. Trying to keep my train of thought in this heat, but so now I've got you following the right people. Now we want to look at the right activity. I'm going to give you another, or maybe I should save this for a future episode. Now it's enough that I can cover it quickly. It's called Tweet Later. TweetLater.com. Tweet Later. What it allows you to do in Twitter, there's a thing called direct messaging. Direct messaging is when you don't want to share it with a group. Most people don't like this because it's very similar to instant messaging. If I want to do that, I'll use an instant messaging client. It's similar to email. Again, if I want to email you or read an email, I've got a client for that I'm very comfortable with. So you don't use it very frequently, but here's a good use for it. With Tweet Later, I'm going up a pretty steep grade here. I don't know if you can get it from here. Wears me out every time I run it. So Tweet Later, you can set up a automated direct message that hits people as soon as they follow you. So here's the flow. You follow somebody, they look at your profile, decide you're interesting enough to try based on, they can see what you've been tweeting lately. So as long as you're not annoying to them, they're going to follow you back. Now, as soon as they do that activity, they're going to get an email and a direct message that says, hey, thanks for following me. When you get a chance, say hi. By the way, you might want to check out my website or my blog, maybe even subscribe. So you can set up an automated message so that every one of those people that's in your target market that decides to follow you, so they're already predisposed to thinking you're interesting, they now are being given a marketing message to look at something that takes them to the next step in your conversion funnel, your sales funnel. So that's a handful of stuff right there to absorb. This is my short run, because I've got a meeting I've got to get back to. But you can see kind of the view, what inspires me to get up here and run on a regular basis. So I'm going to sign off for now. Thanks for going with me and keeping me company. This is Marketing on the Run. John Scott Dixon. Tweet me.